Hello ladies and gentlemen, CaptainShack here, and welcome back to Mod Library. This week I'm doing a bunch of Star Wars mods for Mod Library, building up to my top 10 Star Wars mods this year. Today we're looking at a mod for X3 Albion Prelude. Now you might not have heard of that game before. It is one of the classic space sim titles that gives you an entire universe, a sandbox to play in. And it's a living universe. That means there's a real economy moving on, there's ships going back and forth and doing trading, and it's actually a really cool concept for a game and not one that we've seen before. Now the X series goes back well over a decade. I mean, all the way back to X Beyond the Frontier, which was a great game. This one, they allowed you to buy ships and fleets and have fleet battles and fight a war between the Albion side and the Terran side. Anyways, let's get to what the mod is though. Now this mod is a fantastic one. It's a total conversion. Well, I guess total conversion isn't really the right word to use. It is it's kind of like a total conversion. What the mod author has done is he's added in the Star Wars universe into X3 Albion Prelude. So the story there for X3 is still kind of going on. You have this war versus the Terrans from Earth, and Earth is actually in the game. And then you've got, the Argon Alliance. And this is an alliance of different races that are going up against them. Now, in the story, I guess for the mod, the Empire has found a way to get into this universe, and so has the Rebel Alliance. The Rebel Alliance has sided with the Albion, the Argon Alliance, of course, and then you've got the Terrans, which have always been kind of xenophobic in this game, have allied themselves with the Empire, and he has some beautiful models. Now, if you've never played X3, you're probably wondering, well, what's the point of this? Well, this is kind of an old school style game. It is really hard. Starting out, you get maybe one ship. I think if you start with this ship here, this is the Merchant start. You get Anakin Skywalker's from the Clone Wars series ship. It's like an old smuggler's transport. You also get a T-16 Skyhopper, and that's not a whole lot. And I think that's the only start that right now the campaigns have that give you more than one ship. And you have to build your empire and make your impact in the universe any way you can. Yeah, like it's really hard, so you'd have to go and do trading and eventually either outfit this ship with better equipment or buy into a new ship or buy other ships and build out your fleet, your trade empire or your mining empire, or try to do combat missions and rank up as a combat pilot. Eventually, you can, with this mod installed, command a Mon Calamari, one of those gigantic cruisers, or a Star Destroyer, a Victory class, a Venator. They have all these ships in the game. This is a mod made by one guy. He's been doing it for a year or so now, maybe 2 years. I think he's on 2 years of developing this mod. And you can see, I mean, he's busting his ass to make an amazing total conversion for this game. He's got a ton, the ship list is like a page and a half long of what he's got in there now. There are some bugs with it as you're trying to play through. You'll notice in this scene here, I have my wing of X-Wings and a couple of Y-Wings attacking one of the Imperial ships, and the pathfinding has never been fantastic in this game, so sometimes the ships will ram each other. Specifically, the fighters go too fast for it to handle, so that's a vanilla bug, not a mod bug. Hopefully, he makes a conversion patch for this to work with Litcubes mod. That is a huge bug-fixing and game-enhancing mod. It's like the standard now for what X3 is. So if you're looking to play the game vanilla style, check out Litcubes Universe mod. I'll put a link in the description below. Now, he's updating the Star Wars mod it seems like almost once a week. As of this video, I recorded this footage yesterday. As of today, there's another patch out with new stuff and a few bug fixes. So this is I want to say it's 8.6 Bravo is the newest version. I have 8.6 installed, and this is the footage that you're seeing here. But let's talk about game mechanics. What can you do in this game and with this mod installed? So to give this a go, I decided to run through a little bit of a scenario. I purchased myself, and I'll be honest, I used a few cheats because it would take me hours and hours and hours to build up the resources to even have 3 or 4 Y-Wings. I've never been particularly good at X3, so everything takes me forever. It's a really difficult game, and it's a very complex game. But I got myself a handful of Y-Wings. I went out on a mission. We're gonna go and we're gonna destroy a few of the supply ships of the Empire. So we went through a few sectors of space deeper and deeper into Terran/Imperial territory until eventually we found a target we could actually take out. Now, we ran into Imperial ships as we went and a few Terran ships, and it is really cool to see a mix of the two in the universe. But we finally found our target, a supply ship. I said, okay, we're gonna destroy this and get paid and then get out and see if I can keep from losing any of my Y-Wings. Because like I said, these ships are relatively expensive for a new starting player. So we made our attack run, destroyed the transport, and an enemy Imperial ship, I think it was actually one of the Terran ships, popped in. You guys will see it in the footage. Now it's time to go. Now I wasn't sure if he was gonna beeline it toward us or if he was on a mission himself. The AI in this does have their own objectives, their own areas for patrolling and attacking, and we're in the war zone. So, you know, a couple of Y-Wings might not be a big deal. So I called in a Quasar carrier that I had access to. This thing costs, I think it's like 25 or 30 million credits. Anyways, we called him in. You can actually dock your fighters into it, so you can have a carrier in this, or a Star Destroyer with a bunch of TIE fighters loaded up. This is one of the ways you can play. And, you know, jump into an area, launch all fighters, and go after enemy targets to fight the war. It's just a cool concept. You can buy space stations and have your own economy, produce your own missiles and ships and gear and equipment, and that's what I think makes X3 a ton of fun. But anyways, we loaded up and we jumped out before this Imperial ship opened up on us and got away. Just one little mission that I came up with. It wasn't actually my objective. My mission that I had was to just patrol an area and do some damage to the Empire. So, anyways, this mod is almost in the 1.0 release stage. He's still working on a lot of bugs, so of course he could use more people testing it to find more bugs. I'm really hoping that he builds this into the Litcube mod because that fixes a ton of base issues with the original game. It adds more game mechanics for like starting up your own mining operation. You can do that in X3, and he even has the industrial ship from Star Wars Galaxies built into this mod, but it's just not nearly as good in the base game compared to trying to do it in, say, Litcubes. Litcubes also has a bounce script, which keeps your ships from running into each other, and that is a major bug with the base game. It's one of another reasons why I'm hoping he integrates this into that mod, or he works with that mod author in some way. But anyways, by itself, it is still a really cool mod. He's got scripts in there for opening and closing the X-Wing S-foils. I couldn't get those to work. I'm gonna ask him about that. I've covered this mod before, and I'm going to continue to cover it as it develops. So once he gets to probably 1.0, I'll do another video on this, maybe even a live stream like I did last time, and you guys can see how slow the game really is, how complex it is, and yet how rewarding it is when you've done all this work in preparation to build up for an attack, or to build this big space station trade network, or to get your trade fleet operational, and you succeed at one of those goals. It just feels great. It's just cool that you can do that in such a sandbox environment. We don't have very many sandbox games. Anyways, I've rambled enough. It is a cool mod. I recommend you check it out. Links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button for me. Subscribe to the channel for more gaming goodness and modding greatness. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Later, everybody.